Hi, this is Mimi. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a flip through of my April journal. If you're just joining me, I have been away for 6 weeks. I had surgery on my foot. For some reason, when I rewatched all the videos I pre-recorded, because I pre-recorded 6 weeks worth of videos, I kept saying I was having ankle reconstruction surgery, probably because my ankle hurt so bad, but actually it was my foot. I don't know why I kept saying ankle, but like I said, probably because my ankle hurt so bad. That's where the pain was. There was no pain in my foot. Anyway, I have been out all of April. I had surgery on the 4th, and this is my journal from that time. So let's get started. I missed you guys. I missed filming. I'm not gonna lie. I had to slide my ass down the steps to get down to my craft room, and then I came down and discovered there's a leak in the ceiling. Fun times, right? Fun times, because obviously I'm the only person who's observant. Nobody noticed the big wet spot on the ceiling but me. Okay? Fun times. All right, let's get started. Here we go. I used a composition book, and then I sewed fabric on the front. That's what this is. This fabric was from Michael's like a year or two ago. All right, so here we go. Oh, here's my list. I did make a list of meal prepped food. So everything I needed to prep, I think it was 12 meals. And when we were eating those, well, what the meals, so, because I was non-weight bearing after my surgery. So what I did was I did freezer meals, and then I had this up on the refrigerator of how to dump everything in the crock pot. So when it came time in the morning for my dad to prep the dinner, he could just dump and go and look on the list. So that's what this is. This is everything that we had. And I read If Something Happens to Me by Alex Finlay. This was a NetGalley arc, and it was so good. So this was a long day. I got up to film my March flip through, which is the last video I had to film. The boyfriend brought Burger King for breakfast. I'm just like anybody else. Croissant sandwiches. It's the thing. Love it. I prefer that, but I also prefer their hash browns over McDonald's. Don't tell my kid. Okay. So I had prepped all the meals. Everything was done. I brought in all the appliances, pots, and containers that my dad would need to make everything. I had everything on the table, everything in the freezer. The only thing in the freezer was the freezer meals and of like a few other things. I had called my insurance company to see if my surgery was pre-approved to be paid for, because you know you gotta do that, and they said I didn't need it, so that was nice. Here was all the videos I had to film. Oh, we watched Blown Away. Oh, we had buffalo mac and cheese. Oh, look, I finally pulled the sticker off my laptop. That made me laugh. Let's see, this is the Feb and June. What colors do you think you look best in? Purple, blue, and green. So, look back on April past. What is one April memory you're fond of? My son was born in April. Like I said, I got nothing accomplished on this day. This was the 2nd. I was supposed to go with my mom to buy a new chair for my room so I could have a chair to sit in. But she had my nieces with, and my niece was sick, so I couldn't go. I did go over to my neighbor's to help her with her Cricut design space before, like, I couldn't go down steps and couldn't leave the house. I also cleaned behind, because we got a new stove, so I cleaned behind the stove. All right, I did laundry, 5 freaking loads of laundry. I changed my sheets, my dad's sheets. I turned his mattress. I got a call. I had to be up at 5:45 a.m. to get to my surgery, because my surgery was at 7:30 and should be over by 9:20. Guess what? It was like pretty much spot on. Also, my boyfriend brought home a Kindle Paperwhite for me. It was on clearance at Target, and he brought it home for me. So this is all it. Let's see, what else did I read How to Solve Your Own Murder. Had a snacky plate. You know I love my snacky plates. Oh, and my son got Chili's, and my new obsession at Chili's is the Chipotle bowl. It's so good. And then this is the thing from the Paperwhite. And a list of everything I had to do. This was, oh, that's right, because it was Easter. I had to prep for Easter too on top of everything else. So that was everything I had to do. Here we go. Here I am before surgery. Don't I look happy? Here I am after surgery, high as a kite. Yeah. So I gotta remember to cover that. I forgot that was there. What was the best thing you watched today? Absolutely nothing. I slept. So I barely slept. My boyfriend did. He was not planning on going to sleep, but he ended up going to sleep. I took my morning shower, used my Hibby cleanse. I went to the surgery center. I was there. I was in the back by 6:15. He said everything was very smooth, but afterwards, I was nauseous from the anesthesia, very nauseous. But thankfully, my mom had told me, "Hey, if you're nauseous, I get nauseous. Ask for this." So I did. I hurt so bad. They gave me 4 doses of fentanyl. I don't even want to. Yeah, they gave me 4 doses of fentanyl, which then I got the bill for, and that made me sick. But it was painful. It was rough. And then I got a wheelchair ride to the car. I fell getting out of the car on the crutches. FYI, my crutches got taken away from me. Okay, because that's how bad I am on crutches. I was dizzy and nauseous. I was crying the whole friggin' time. Like, it is what it is. Okay. So next day, here I am with my my temporary splint, and there's the dog laid between my legs because he's a goofball. My Kindle. I started watching Veronica Mars because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't read, couldn't do anything. So the pain is intense today. I talked to my mother-in-law on the phone, and I was just crying. I did nothing but lay there and watch Veronica Mars in the background. It was the only thing I kept on for more than 5 minutes. I was starting to vlog, but listen, let's not talk about it. Current mood, tired. The Percocets that I was on really knocked me out. And I really wanted to go outside, but I couldn't. I couldn't make my way outside. Really sad. Here's the lidocaine, because my hip hurt too. So, my grandfather. This was day 4 of being laid up, and it was really hard. It was really difficult. This is a card I got from the post-op team that took care of me. I washed my hair and gave myself a sponge bath. Yeah, celebrate every tiny victory. Truth. Like, it was hard. It was hard. I'm not even going to tell you. We got the brand new stove on this day, and it kept tripping the breaker, so I called Best Buy to exchange it. They was told I had to wait 24 hours because of their system. We had burrito bowls, because I think the boyfriend must have it off this day, because then he made burrito bowls. Here I was just happy for everybody. My neighbor, look, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? There's a little sign. It's her back porch. There's a little sign that says, "Get well, Amy." Her and her granddaughter made for me. They're the best. I have the best neighbors. My boyfriend really stepped up and took care of everything. And I got an email from a subscriber friend of mine who had me make those Mother's Day cards for her, and she told me she loved them. I was so happy. Now, this is the day my kid came home from work and told me he was going to his friend's house on the 19th to underage drink. Now, let me tell you, he turned 21 on the 23rd. So it was 4 days out from his 21st birthday, but they told him that he had to experience that just once. Such a goofball. And he was like, "You're not going to stop me." I'm like, "I don't care." Whatever. It was hot. I was out of my no sweat pills, which sucks. Oh, this is the night. Oh, everybody, this is the night my boyfriend fell out of bed. I shouldn't laugh, but he fell out of bed. I'm just going to move on. Okay. The replacement stove was delivered on this day, and guess what? This was what? The 11th. And guess what? There was something wrong with the other stove. I decided, instead of having somebody come out and look at it, that I just wanted it replaced. Like, we didn't pay $1,000 for a new stove to have somebody come out and look at it and fix it. So we did have it replaced. And, it was replaced, and it was actually the stove. There was something wrong with the stove because it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi, which I didn't realize at the time wouldn't do anything. So this is the day that Sammy passed out, our wiener dog. He coughed, like, not coughs. He's not coughing. He's like choking. He scratches behind his ears, and it kind of kinks his throat, and he then like gags and coughs, and so much he passes out. I've seen him do it. It's scary. The boyfriend went home to do some stuff. I started reading again. Look, started reading. I was not reading because the Percocet screwed with me. I started on a crochet project. It was a project for my mom. This is the day that my mom texted me to tell me that my grandfather got started on morphine. So I read some books. I started rewatching True Blood. My foot started to get really loose in the splint. Ooh, and then the boyfriend went to the diner for me because I was really craving carnitas fries. There's a diner right behind my house, and they make the best carnitas fries. It's pork carnitas, jalapenos, cheese, and salsa verde and sour cream, and their fries are to die for. And then this is my favorite thing in the world. It is cheesecake in the middle of 2 chocolate cake, and then Oreo icing. Oh, it's so good. My phone rang this night. It was the 14th, and it was my mom, and my grandfather died. So we're just gonna move on, okay? Great, we're gonna move on. This is the day that I tried to go down the steps, and I just gave up because it was so hard. My boyfriend's laughing at me because now I hop out the steps, I fling my scooter outside, and I hop back on, and he's like, where was the girl that was crying that she was never going to be able to leave the house? I'm like, dude, it was hard. Leave me alone. It was hard. Okay, the boyfriend had to get his car inspected. It was 2 months late because he had his windshield replaced because his windshield broke. This was also my grandmother's birthday. So it's my grandmother's birthday. So it was late because his windshield broke and he had the sticker replaced, and to him that was, sticker was replaced. We started watching Fallout. I read Daughter of Mine. I voted. For some reason I thought I had more time and I did not, so I sent out my voting. Sorry if you hear that. The wash is done. I guess I can go over and switch it over. Am I? No. Oh, boyfriend fell out of bed again. Yeah. Yeah. This was the last day of my splint, and it was crumbling, thank God. And the dog went to the vet about his passing out, and the doctor was like, I don't know. Well, great. There I am, my cast. Oh, we're going to cover these. I don't know. I will flip through them. If you can't even really see them, but this is all my incision spots right here. You can see that one, but the rest of them you can't see. It's not close enough. I was quickly taking pictures before she came and put the cast on. Oh, and it was painful. I cried. My boyfriend was laughing at me, and I was crying, and I felt horrible that I was crying that much, but they had started to scab over, and removing the stitches and there was 20 some stitches. It was bad. And then I started listening to the new Taylor Swift CD on this day. And here's my grandfather's obituary. This is the day that my son went out and drank. Here's a text. He texted me no less than 35 times that he loved me. And I watched the reappearance of Rachel Price. That was a 5-star book. Loved it. But yeah, my kid's a loving drunk. And here's the Taylor Swift. I got the album in the mail on this day. This was my dad's 77th birthday today. This day. This was the 21st. Oh, and this day I was pissed. I said, I hate shitty people. Don't pretend to want to be my friend, then ghost me after you get what you want. Fuck that. Truth. I read Dark Storm Rising. We had the best pineapple ever. This was my list of things I needed to do. I had to make my mom a card. Also, this here, my boyfriend bought me, and it was like an embroidery kit to try embroidery. I don't know. It's okay. Sympathy card from my in-laws for my grandfather dying. Oh, we have a bread proof function on the stove. It's amazing, by the way. Amazing. I used it. It was great. I used it twice already so far. I used it to make rolls, and I used it to make pretzels later on in the month. And this is my son's 21st birthday. 21. I have such a good kid. I really do. I have a really great kid. He's a great kid. I started making a list of things that my boyfriend had to do instead of me telling him constantly. But here he was drawing a ramp. Look at his pictures. Looks like a carrot. Matthew, your ramp looks like a carrot. I used one of my son's gift cards. He wanted something. Read How to Plot a Payback. Oh, and my boyfriend smoked chicken thighs. Oh, they were so good. So the boyfriend started on a ramp for the dog. I read What Happened to Nina. This was decent. The dog ramp was not done. The drill my dad bought to replace our broken drill didn't work. Okay, we got a griddle because our stove has the griddle on it. We have an electric cooktop, but like on the one side, if you turn the burner the one way, it makes a griddle shape. It's awesome. It's great. No one was here. This was the first day my boyfriend went home because he was like, okay, I can go home now. I mean, it'd been 24 days. He stayed a lot longer than I thought he would. And the dog, I woke up and nobody was home. No one was home. And nobody took the dog out. And it's a dog. He's a dachshund, so he's got to kind of be picked up and put back on the porch. That's hence the ramp. And he hesitantly jumped off the stoop. He's getting older, but I couldn't take him down. At this point, I'm not weight bearing. I'm still on the scooter. And then he came back and tried to jump up, but he couldn't make it. And he was barking and barking and barking. And I started crying because I couldn't figure out what to do. I went to go look to see if any of my neighbors are out. None of my neighbors were out. Nothing. So then I just, like a rock star, sat down on my scooter, flung myself out the freaking door, brought the scooter out, sat on the scooter, got down on the steps, and pulled him up. And then scooched my butt back in the house, pulled the scooter in, and then pulled myself up back on the scooter. It's been a long 6 weeks. Here I was outside. Look, I'm outside, and there's my kid. He's so handsome, and my grandmother. So he was supposed to go hiking with his friends, but his friend was an hour late, and he was like, yep, never mind. I started watching the Great British Baking Show and Supermarket Sweep on the Roku. I'm entering a slight depression, totally. Only thing I did today was work in my reading journal, which I haven't touched all month yet. Forgot about my reading journal. I got him, my boyfriend, Game Boy Galaxy Bud. It looks like a Game Boy, because he got himself Galaxy Buds, like super cheap at Target on clearance. And here's the pretzels I made. I made Annie Ann style pretzels. Also, if you ever see that, don't double the recipe. It says it only makes 6 pretzels. It lies. Okay? It lies. I spent hours making them, but they were delicious. I went outside, too, and I talked to the neighbor while I was outside. It was hot. Hot in here. It was 88 degrees out. It was 86 in the house. My kid kept demanding I put on the AC, and I'm like, dude, it's not that easy just to put on the AC. You know I have to do other things, like the vents aren't open, all this stuff, and I physically can't do it right now, and it's one day. Like, shut the heck. I was so angry. My son claims that this lime Doritos is his favorite new soda. This is the day that my kid came home and said, you know the fishing trip's tomorrow, right? And I said, no, kid. No, I did not know the fishing trip was tomorrow. You didn't tell me. He goes on an annual fishing trip since he was little. He went a few times when he was little, and then he stopped for a little bit, and then he started going again as he got a little older. Because when they were little, it was it was my ex-husband, his dad. It was like the little kids and the parents. Like, that's how it was. And then that stopped, and it went to just the friends. So he didn't go. But now he started going again, maybe when he was 12 or 13. He started going again, and he's like, oh, it's a fishing trip. And I'm like, usually it's the, like, middle of May. Like, what's going on? And he's like, I told you. And I'm like, no, you didn't tell me. And my boyfriend's like, listen, if he would have told you, there would have been lists. There would have been shopping. You would have been freaking out. I'm like, right, exactly. He didn't tell me. And this is the day that the dog started going up and down the ramp by himself. I'm so proud. I did not think that he would ever go on that ramp. But that was my month in a nutshell. And while we're going over it, let's talk about it. So I did have my surgery on the 4th. If you don't want to know about my surgery, you can click off now. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. But if you want to know about my surgery, I had my surgery on the 4th. As you saw, it was first thing in the morning. It was a lot. When I woke up, it was a lot of pain. What they did on my poor foot, I had a tendon removed that wraps around my ankle. And they replaced it with a tendon from under my toe. Okay. Then they reshaped my heel. And now I have 2 titanium screws in my, permanent screws in my heel. And then on the, that was the inside of my foot, my heel. Then my Achilles was lengthened. So they sliced my Achilles tendon in 3 spots to lengthen my Achilles tendon. And then on the outside of my foot, they added as the PA, who I saw, my doctor's actually leaving. So next month, June, he's done. So I had to see his PA for one of my appointments, the appointment I got my cast on, and he said basically what it is I have a alloy shim on the side of my foot. When I woke up from surgery, it was bad. Like, I got 4 doses of fentanyl. It was bad. I was in so much pain. And then I fell getting out of the car, coming home, because I've never used crutches before. I've never broken anything. The only thing I broke before was my tailbone, and I didn't break that. My kid broke that during labor. Like, I didn't break that. That was not my fault. But then when my nerve block wore off the next morning, it was 3 days of the most intense pain I've ever felt in my life. Like, I cried. I cried for days. It was so bad. Things have gotten so much better. I am now weight bearing, not full weight bearing. I went to the doctor and got my cast off. What day is today? Today's Monday. So I went on Wednesday, this past Wednesday, and got my cast off. It's currently, what day is it? It is May 20th when I'm filming this. Yeah. So I went and I got my cast off on the 15th. And I got put back in my walking boot and got told that I can now start being weight bearing. And I had to start at 10% of my weight, and then I went to 20%. Today I'm at 30% of my weight. And I'm using a wheelchair in the house until I get too tired or I take my boot off, then I'm back on the scooter. So that's how everything's going. Everything's going great. I scooched my butt down the steps to get here, and to leave, I will have to scooch my butt back up the steps because it's too much weight walking up steps. And I got my crutches taken away because I fell a total of 3 times. So we're not going to talk about that. So that's how it's been going. I couldn't wait to get down here. I didn't get to craft much because my dog is a needy little punk. So I've done really nothing for 6 weeks. But that's it. That's my life. Okay? Comment down below. Let me know if you've ever broken a bone and had a cast on. Because my boyfriend's broken his foot but didn't have a cast. He had a boot. And I don't even want to tell you how gross my foot was. And my leg was when I got that cast off. And how gross it still is. And it's been days. So, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know down below if you've ever had surgery. I missed you guys so much. It's so great to be down here. And I'll see you again in another video. Have a great rest of your day.